So we're here today working with our partnership with Hyundai, working towards solving this problem we've had of Hyundai's and Kia's vehicles being stolen throughout our city, throughout our community, causing problems here with both violence and property damage here in the city of Rochester. So this problem began back at the end of December of last year. Social media, TikTok, started putting out videos of how to steal Hyundai's, Kia's. We're here to talk about Hyundai specifically. So here in Rochester, at the end of December, it started to kick off as being a significant problem. We noticed that problem as we moved into January, and we began working with some of our partners to try to put an end to this problem, or stem this problem. These vehicles have been used in high-profile incidents, such as the shooting outside of Franklin High School, as well as there's been several murders associated with the stolen Hyundais and stolen Kias. So by February, we started a public awareness campaign, talking to our community about how we've recognized this problem, we've seen this problem, and steps they could take to mitigate this problem of their vehicles being stolen. By March, we had reached out to Hyundai. Ira here from Hyundai has been a great partner to us. We've distributed over 1,000 steering wheel locks, almost all of them exclusively coming from Hyundai. We also began an enforcement aspect as the police department. Our job is to go out and arrest people that are committing crimes in our community. We've gone out, we've worked with our tactical unit, was assigned to conducting proactive patrols, as well as we partnered with other agencies across the county, some of the town police departments, as well as the sheriff's office, with the stolen auto theft task force, which has been significant in helping us. So from there, we've continued our way through. We noticed that a lot of our offenders were juveniles. Those juveniles were coming in, getting appearance tickets and going out and reoffending those crimes. So we worked with Monroe County, and Monroe County has instituted the JEDS program. The JEDS program has been phenomenal in providing immediate detention for our juveniles that have committed these crimes, but at the same time, providing services and a safety plan for those juveniles to prevent them from reoffending. And this program has been hugely successful. So some of the results we've seen from a combination of those, the public awareness campaign, the steering wheel locks, which Hyundai has been an incredible partner for us, as well as the JEDS program and other proactive enforcement efforts have led to a significant decrease in stolen vehicles. Here in the city of Rochester, we've seen about 2,800 stolen vehicles year to date. That included about 400 stolen vehicles in the month of June alone. As we've moved forward in September, we've decreased that number to around 120 vehicles were stolen in the month of September and about 150 stolen in October. So our numbers have decreased significantly. So while they've decreased, that's not necessarily enough. We can't rest on what we've done. We've got to continue looking forward, and we've got to continue moving forward. So over the last several months, we've been talking with a partnership with Hyundai. Initially, it was those steering wheel locks. We talked about what can we do more, and part of that is Hyundai has come out with a software update for these vehicles that has been available here in Rochester since June, July time period. So we've been encouraging those owners of the affected vehicles to go out to the dealerships, and we've heard feedback that there's a long line and there's a wait at the dealerships or parts not being available. So now we've brought Hyundai here. We've brought those parts here. Hyundai is going to be here all weekend long, both tomorrow and Saturday, here distributing steering wheel locks, but also the software update, which will help prevent these cars from being stolen. So this has been a great assistance from Hyundai, that Rochester has been one of the first cities they've been to across the country. They've piloted this in a few other programs, but immediately Rochester came to mind, and they've, again, been a great partner to us. And so we look forward to as many people here in the Rochester area coming out with Hyundai vehicles, with those affected vehicles, getting that upgrade to their vehicles, preventing these vehicles from being stolen. So we as a police department can move forward on enforcement and targeting those that are stealing these cars. We also look for the community to come together in preventative measures as well. And part of that prevention is Hyundai being here this weekend and making a significant investment in our community to help keep our community safer and to keep the property and our Hyundai owners safe as well within our community. So next I'd like to turn the microphone over to DMV Commissioner Schroeder. They'll be able to talk more about what the DMV efforts have been as well.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Captain Bello. As you recall, I was here in September with the governor, and at that time, Mayor Evans and Rochester Police Chief Smith were very appreciative of the governor's support, and she continues to lend her support here. So as was said, my name is Mark Schroeder. I was in the private sector for 25 years. I was an elected official for 17 years, and I've been the commissioner of DMV since 2019. I also am the chair of the Governor's Traffic and Safety Committee. It's always great for me to be here in Rochester. My mother was born and raised in West Irondequoit, and I'm happy to be here. My grandfather was a tailor, and he used to make the suits for Sheriff Skinner who was the longest serving sheriff in Monroe County history. So I'm always glad to be back here and to be here at the new Red Wing Stadium. When I was a boy, I would go to the old Red Wing Stadium, and I remember Mike Ferrara, the great third baseman in the early 70s. So I'm glad to be here. I want to recognize Brad McAreevy. He is the president of the Rochester Auto Dealers Association, and we want to thank you for all of your support and the dealers across Western New York, especially here in Monroe County. It is a privilege for me to represent our governor. She sends her regrets. She was unable to be here. Well, but the one thing I always like to say, all of you know she's the first woman governor in the state of New York. Some of you might know she's only the second governor from Buffalo, New York. But what you may not know is she is the only governor in New York State history who actually has run a DMV. And so she was the Erie County clerk, the largest DMV in upstate New York for several years. So she knows DMV has the ability to identify vulnerable car owners and share information on steps on how they can take to protect their vehicles. And that's exactly what we've done under her leadership. Every vehicle owner, every family should be confident that the vehicle that they have paid a lot of money for is safe and sound when it's parked in front of their house or in their driveway. To that end, back in September here in Rochester, Governor Hochul instituted a series of targeted actions to combat the high number of car thefts, particularly of certain Kia and Hyundai model vehicles in counties across New York State, including Monroe, Erie, and Niagara counties, and parts of New York City. It's called the Comprehensive Auto Theft Reduction Strategy. The 5-point plan includes $55 million to support local law enforcement and prevention efforts, and a public messaging campaign on focused on vulnerable car owners, encouraging them to install anti-theft measures. At that last point, and that very point is why we are here today. So I join my fellow speakers in encouraging impacted vehicle owners to take advantage of these free clinics to get the software update they need to better protect their cars. And beyond protecting their significant investment, they also will be taking a step to protect others. All too often, when these vehicles are being stolen, then they are then used to commit other crimes, or they are being driven recklessly and causing serious crashes on our roadways. Together, we can prevent those tragedies, and impacted Hyundai owners can play a key role in that by coming down and getting their car updated. It's actually that simple, and that is the reason why we are very appreciative to the press for being here today, the media, for being able to get this message to the viewership here in the greater Rochester area. So thank you for being here. On behalf of Governor Hochul, I commend Hyundai for the work that they are doing to get this software update to their customers as we work to drive these vehicle thefts numbers down. Thank you.
So next I'd like to introduce Dave Vanderlyn. He's the Vice President of Aftermarket Sales, or After Sales, I apologize, for Hyundai.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. I'm Dave Vanderlyn. I'm the Vice President of After Sales for Hyundai Motor America. Over 30 years ago, at the beginning of my automotive career, I was teaching automotive classes at Monroe Community College here for another OEM. So it really is a great honor to be back here in upstate and in Rochester. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Mark Schroeder of the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles and Captain Gregory Bello of the Rochester Police Department for supporting Hyundai Motor America this weekend. Together, we will host a free software installation event you can see behind me here, where Hyundai owners in the greater community here in Lot D of Innovative Field on Friday and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. These partnerships are really appreciated and necessary, making special events like this Friday and Saturday's free software event possible. These anti-theft software installation clinics are just one of the many measures that Hyundai has initiated to combat the theft of our customers' vehicles, to support local communities and also police departments. We began seeing videos known as the Kia Challenge spread across TikTok and other social media channels in the summer of 2021. We took immediate action to engineer a software upgrade to support our customers and the communities they live in. During that time period that we were developing the software solution, we engaged with local police departments, and to date, we've supported those police departments with over 125,000 steering wheel locks, and again, across over 800 police departments across the country. Our focus today is on helping customers of Rochester and Monroe County receive the assistance that they need for the free anti-theft software upgrade or other anti-theft devices. We realize that it's difficult for some of our customers to visit one of the over 830 dealers that are completing 3,000 to 4,000 of these software upgrades every day. As a matter of fact, we think on Saturday here in Rochester, we will complete our 1 millionth software upgrade since this solution was launched. Frankly, some of our customers are just unfamiliar with going to a dealership for service, and we realize that. We're focused here in Lot D on offering a fast, comfortable, and knowledgeable visit for all of our customers. We'll have a heated lounge, we'll have snacks and drinks, and I promise you that the customer won't be out of their car for more than 15 or 20 minutes, so we will definitely make it worth their while to come by. We have held multi-day clinics all across the country, starting in Washington, D.C. at RFK Stadium, St. Louis, New York City, Chicago, and Minneapolis and St. Paul last week. So for a little bit of competition, I challenged the Rochester community to beat our numbers in Minneapolis last week, where we did over 1,100 in a 4-day event there, 2 days in Minneapolis and 2 days in St. Paul. We understand deeply that these social media-driven thefts impose a significant burden on our owners and also the communities. Our customers are our top priority this weekend, and we encourage all affected owners of 2011 through 2021 Hyundai vehicles to come in for the free software upgrade. We encourage you to visit the HyundaiAntiTheft.com website to check for eligibility if there's any question. And again, I want to thank all of the media for helping us drive traffic to this important event this weekend. Thank you very much.
Great partnership that Rochester Police Department and Hyundai have had since the beginning of this problem back in February or March. And we'd like to thank Hyundai for coming here. But the next step is now we need people from our community. We need Hyundai owners from Rochester, from the greater Rochester area, Monroe County, surrounding counties to come here and get their cars fixed. Help us help you prevent these cars from being stolen. So at this point, we'll open up any questions that anybody may have. Erica. I don't know. Kia, we're here talking about our partnership with Hyundai right now. So that's a great question for Kia. I'd suggest reaching out to them. Certainly, we could talk about our partnership here with Hyundai. It's a different level of a partnership than we've had with Kia. Work together differently with different companies and different organizations, and we're proud to partner with Hyundai this weekend.
Sure. So here in a little bit, we'll show you the differences actually on the vehicles themselves. But the vehicles that we have software solutions for are 2011 through 2021 Hyundai vehicles that have a blade type key. Push button vehicles, which are also a significant number of our population, already have inherently an anti-theft immobilizer solution. So it's only those ones that have a blade key. Now I will add that even some of our blade keys do have an immobilizer. That's why it's always good for the customer to reference the HyundaiAntiTheft.com website, where they can enter their serial number and it will tell them exactly whether they need the software solution or not. Regardless, I will say, any Hyundai owner that comes to the event this weekend, we will give a complimentary steering wheel lock to that customer. Push button start, blade key. We instituted that in DC at our first event. We found out it was a great way to provide an extra layer of protection and also help, frankly, to drive some of the traffic here for the software updates. Across the rest of the...
So it's like Albany, Buffalo, Syracuse area.
Right, yeah. So we're obviously up against weather a little bit. You can see that we're mostly outdoors in most of the events that we're doing. So after we complete this event this weekend, we'll take a break, certainly for the holidays, and then we'll review all of the performance statistics and also carefully watch what the dealers are doing. Remember, we've got 830 dealers across the country that are doing an amazing job every day doing 3,000 or 4,000 of these. We can maybe do 500 here per day out of the tent you see behind us. The important thing to understand about these activities, different than a dealer service, is we're purposefully going into very high crime rate areas to be able to offer this solution. And some of these owners may be fourth or fifth owners and frankly just not be familiar with dealer service at all. So yeah, we absolutely see high value in this. We absolutely have a list of cities that we're targeting as we watch not only the dealer completion rate of the software update, but also the theft rates and frankly all of the great relationships that we've made with over 800 PDs across the country that we talk to every day.